Just so you guys know, I am doing a voiceover for this, so if I'm doing anything wrong, please let me know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to subscribe. Hey guys, Life with Liv here, and today I'm going to be making some microwaved mug cake. So this is chocolate mug cake, and I'm just going to show you guys how to make it. So without further ado, let's get started. So you guys, I'm going to be using this Pyrex or Pyrex cup, I do not know how to pronounce it, to mix all my ingredients together in. So the first thing I'm going to be putting in is my flour. I'm going to be using 4 tablespoons of flour. I'm using all-purpose flour. So now that I've added in my 4 tablespoons of flour, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of cocoa or cacao. I'm going to be using cacao because I ran out of cocoa. Cocoa and cacao both work the same. They don't really make a difference in the flavor or anything. They're both pretty much the same thing. They're both chocolate, so both should work just fine. So now that I've added in my cacao, I'm going to be adding in 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. So now that I've added in my baking powder, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. So now that I've added in my 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, I'm going to be adding in 1 pinch of salt. So now that you've mixed it all together, you're going to want to add 5 tablespoons of milk. So now that I've added my milk, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter or vegetable oil, whichever one you prefer. So now when your batter is at a consistency like this, you can either put some chocolate chips in it just to give it a little extra flavor, but I decided not to. At this point, you can transfer it into a mug, a coffee mug that's microwave safe. This is the mug that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to pour my batter in using a cake spatula. Now I decided to give it a little extra mix because there was still a little bit of powder left over at the bottom of my cup. And then after you give it another little mix, you're going to want to pop it into the microwave for about 1 minute and 40 seconds. At first, I only put it in for 60 seconds, and then I increased my time more and more. So you guys, I'm so sorry for the camera being so shaky, but once you take your mug out of the microwave, be careful because it can be really hot. But you're going to want to stick a knife or a stick into the middle of it to see if it's ready. And if the knife or the stick comes out clean, then that's how you know it's ready. So now that your cake is done, you're going to want to let it cool for a little while. And once my cake is cooled, I'll come back to show you guys the finished product. So now that my chocolate mug cake is cooled, I'm going to try it. It tastes really yummy and fluffy, and I really recommend this recipe.